In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the handle assembly on your DeWALT DW703 miter saw. After years on a job site and being thrown in and out of the back of a pickup truck, the handle on a hard-working tool like your miter saw is bound to get broken. Fortunately, it's an easy part to replace, and we're going to show you how to do it. We'll get started by removing the top handle and the screws that hold the two halves of the handle assembly together. With the screws out of the way, now I can lift the top half of the handle off of the saw. We're going to need to remove the switch and all the wires from the lower part of the handle assembly. But before we do that, I want to stop and take note of the location of each of the wires, so when we go to put it all back together, we'll know where everything goes. Now I'll remove the screw that secures the switch to the lower part of the handle, and remove the wires from the switch. The two white wires are connected together with a wire nut. I'll go ahead and remove that. Now I'll remove the two screws on the cord clamp, as well as the last screw that secures the handle to the saw body. Okay, with everything disconnected, now I can go ahead and remove the cord wire and then thread the rest of the wires through the hole in the handle. Now we can begin reassembling the saw with the new handle. I'll start just in the opposite order. So first I'll thread the wires through the hole in the new handle assembly. Now I'm going to go ahead and replace the small screw that secures the lower part of the handle assembly to the saw body. This will just keep the handle from moving around on us while we reattach the wires. Now I'll go ahead and reattach the power cord. And again, it gets held in place with the clamp and a couple of screws. Now we can reroute all of the wires through the lower part of the handle assembly. You want to press the wires into these notches that are in the handle. Those make sure that the wires are held in place and don't get pinched when you put the top part of the handle back on the saw. Now I can go ahead and take the two white wires, put them back together, and secure them with the wire nut. And I'll tuck those back down into the handle. And now, referring to the diagram that I drew earlier, I'll reattach the wires to the switch. Now we'll replace the screw that holds the switch to the lower part of the handle. Now we'll take one last check of the wires, make sure that everything's out of the way, and then I can replace the upper part of the handle assembly. If you look at the screws that came out of the handle assembly, you'll notice that one of them is smaller than the rest. That one is the one that passes through the switch. The 4 screws on the back of the handle secure the handle to the metal body of the saw. You may need to do a little aligning of the handle on the first 1 or 2 screws. And we'll wrap things up by replacing the top handle.